Yes, boys. What we're saying. Right, the date today is Wednesday, the 1st of July. We're about 10.5 weeks out from the first show. Weight has been messing about really for the last 4 weeks, so we've not seen a new low in the last 4 weeks. Weight's been hovering between 107 kilos and 108, which I think is 236 to 238. We're in a good spot for 10.5 weeks out. Yeah, I wouldn't say we're not behind, we're not ahead. We're sort of just where we want to be. But yeah, we do want to see like a bit of a shift in body fat reduction over the next couple of weeks, and if we don't see any of this week, I reckon we will make some changes. But yeah, even though that body weight hasn't dropped over the last 3-4 weeks, body composition has been improving massively, which is mad. Because like every time I check in with Cuba, he's been saying like we've been obviously ready to make the changes if we need to make them, but then it's like, you're a little bit leaner and you're looking fuller. So yeah, the drugs are doing its thing, the training's obviously doing its thing, and the food's doing its thing. But yeah, so today's just like a normal day. We've not started with no high days and none of that yet. Probably won't for at least another few weeks, I reckon. We'd like to get glutes in a little bit first before we start doing the high days. We don't just need to chuck them in for the sake of it. Food started, let me think, I bet we've done about 7 weeks, 8 weeks maybe now in prep since we started pulling back on the food. I say in prep, obviously. Yeah, just since we've been pulling back on the food, but nothing really changes. The only thing that, when I'm like in prep, the only thing I don't do is eat out. That's literally the only difference to the rest of the year. Literally nothing else changes. But yeah, so today, not like I said, a normal day, a training day. The totals, we're having 320 protein, 640 carbs, and 50 grams of fat, which brings us to around 4,300 calories for the day. Yeah, so the time now is 10 o'clock. It might seem a bit late to some here, but it is what it is. This is what time we usually have first meal. So morning routine, we get up, I drink 750ml of water, and then I'll do my toilet, I'll do my posing, check-ins, my check-ins, not my client check-ins. And then what I'll do is then I'll make a litre of water up with my morning drink, which I have at the moment, LFG from Gasmart 10, the hydration one from Gasmart 10, I think that's what it's called, hydration collagen, yeah. I have a little bit of extra apple cider vinegar, and I have my creatine in that as well. And then I have my morning sups, and whilst I'm drinking that, usually I get on my walk pad and I'll do 40 minutes. So let me just show you the setup. So walk pad there, obviously as you can see, house is a shithole because this morning this one's watching My Little Pony, living the dream, drinking milk, eating grapes, and I think she's got a Dairy Dunker there. The life of zero responsibilities. The life of zero responsibilities. Who can remember that? Right. Yeah, so the 45 minutes on there. I usually watch what I've been watching at the moment when we're doing that. I always watch a bit of Fabrizio Romano. If you know who he is, you know. If you don't, it don't matter. I've been watching a little bit of the World Cup highlights if they're on. I managed to catch. I watched the first 60 minutes of the France game last night. Like, you know, it is obviously when it comes to the World Cup. Again, a lot of you don't give a fuck about football. When it comes to the World, I love football, mate. I love watching football. When it comes to the World Cup, it's always like, oh, this team's going to do good, this team's going to do good, this team's going to do good. And on paper, like, a lot of teams should do a lot better than what they fucking should do, man. Germany always seem to be shit, even though they've got a good team. And then you'll get like England will have a good game, then they'll have a bit of a bad game. Oh, fucking France, man. France look dangerous. France look dangerous. They're the favourites for the. I think they've pretty much been the favourites every year for the last. They're probably always up there. To be fair, but yeah, they've got to be the favourites at the moment. Like I say, I'd like to say Spain, Portugal, England, but France, man, France are looking dangerous. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, boom. Cardio boxed off. You want to call it cardio steps. At the moment, we're aiming for 12,500 steps a day. Nice and steady. I'd say nice and steady. It is easy. I don't mind fucking doing it whatsoever. Yeah. What that usually takes to get there, to get to 12,500 for me, I'll do a 45-minute walk on the walk pad in the morning, and then obviously have my breakfast. Then about an hour or so later, 2 hours later maybe, I'll do like a 20-minute walk, 25-minute walk, just like into village and back. Obviously today, because I've got Charlotte, I'll just jump back on the walk pad for 20-30 minutes. And then obviously we'll get to the gym. I'll usually do 10 minutes when I get to the gym. Just like steady walking, just as like a little bit of a warm-up, a bit of mental preparation for the session. As well, when I've been sat in the car for 30 minutes, it loosens my back off a little bit as well. And then what I've started implementing lately is I'll do like a 20-minute walk on the walk pad in an evening, or I might go for like a little bit of a walk in an evening as well. So it is a lot of walking, and usually from doing all that, it's somewhere between 12.5 and 14,000 steps. But yeah, and then no direct cardio where we're aiming to get the heart rate up. Just like I said, just fucking steps. But yeah, right. Meal one. What we've got here. Let me show you. So, is he gonna fucking do it? Yeah, there we go. Look at this. Right. This is a beast, this. So, we've got 2 full eggs, 150 grams of raw weight beef mince, half an onion that we fried the beef mince with, and then we've chucked in half a big tomato as well. And then we've got some sauerkraut and some rice. So the rice is actually meant to be for this meal 100 grams, yeah. But what I actually do, so at the moment my meal one is rice. My pre-workout meal and post-workout meal are cream of rice, yeah. And then my meal 4 and 5 are rice again, right? So first meal 4 and 5 are rice. Right, my total day of rice, yeah, I have 100, and then I have 100 in meal 1, 100 in meal 4, and 50 in meal 5, yeah, so 250 total. But what I usually do, I've always done this. This is what works for me best. So I'll do my total rice in the rice cooker in the morning, right, which is like 250. I usually add 5 on when I'm doing the rice cooker, just in case it gets fucking stuck to the bottom. So 250 rice, and then in the first meal, I get probably 60% of that rice for my first meal. I just feel so much fucking better having a lot more carbs in the morning. And then my meal 4 and 5, I'm not really too bothered. So in this, I'd say there's probably around 150 dry weight rice in this meal. So yeah, and then we've got a mixture of strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. We've got 250 grams there. We've got a black coffee, and then we've got some cordial, some juice. So after this meal, we'll probably be on around 2.5, 3 litres of fluids, so for half of the day. Get your fluid, get the majority of your fluids in it morning, just like your steps if you can. I know all of you don't live the fucking dream like me, but yeah, what I find is with like most clients, the ones that get up an extra 30 minutes earlier to fucking get the steps in, they're generally the ones that get results. Like there's a direct correlation between clients that I've noticed, the clients that will get up early just to like get things into, like whether it's the meals prepped or just to make sure they get the steps in. It's like you're setting yourself up for success. And then usually those that wing it, those that fucking stay in bed till 11, or those that struggle to get up in the morning, like that make all these excuses or whatever, they're usually the ones that fucking struggle, and then they don't usually get the results that they want. I had someone over there, not mentioning any names, but they were like, "Oh, what do you think then? What do you think of my progress so far?" And I'm like, "Look, we are moving in the right direction, even though it's super fucking slow. You just need to stick to the plan. You just need to keep doing what you're doing." I think like they've gone a full 7 days now without having I think they had they have a pizza. You know who you are anyway. They had like a pizza, and then they'd done 7 days on plan, and then they were like, and I was like, "You need to keep doing what you're doing." They're like, "Oh, I'm doing everything I can. I'm trying my best," and I'm thinking, yeah, I've not told you that I'm not happy. Things are moving in the right direction. Like, if you want them to move there faster, just don't eat pizza. But overall, things are moving in the right direction. Like, I'm happy. If you're happy making the decisions that you're making with the food for things not to be as fast as what they could be, then it is what it is. You're a grown adult. Like, I'm not gonna press you. I'm not gonna say, well, you should be doing this, because you know what you should be doing. So, yeah. And then they said to me, "Oh, well, yeah, I'll stick to my diet." And then they said to me, "Oh, tomorrow I'm going around looking at houses," and I was like, "All right, sound." They're like, "So I can't eat off plan?" I said, "Oh, I can't eat on plan." I thought, "Oh, no worries. Can you not prep your meals if you're looking at houses like near where you live?" "Oh, unfortunately not." Like, all right, sound. But anyway, right. So yeah, I'm gonna get this down, and then we'll see you back for pre-workout meal. Right, we're back. So pre-workout meal about to go down. Yeah, nice and simple. We've got some chicken. Got 120 gram cooked weight here, so a little bit less. In usually meals, we have about 140 cooked weight, but pre-workout meal a little bit less. We don't obviously need as much. We don't want it to impact digestion at all, so a little bit less. And then we've got 130 cream of rice, 150 banana. We've got a shitload of cinnamon on there. We've got 10 grams of almond coconut butter. We've got salt. I think that might be it. Yeah, that's it. So technically, biggest meal of the day, pre-workout meal. Post-workout meal similar. So 130 cream of rice, 130 cream of rice both pre and post. Like I said, first meal's meant to be a little bit less, but we pull some of the rice from the later meals to the first meal. So yeah, and then we've got a black coffee to get that down with. And we'll probably be training in about an hour. So I'm going to eat this and set off to the gym. One thing what I noticed today, yeah, so I was obviously gonna do talk in the car as usual, and then I realised I don't have a car at the minute. It's in the garage, because on Saturday on the way down to the Gas Mark 10 show, the fucking engine went on the motorway, didn't it? Nightmare. And hybrid X5 engines they're not. I don't think they're not very cheap. So just waiting to hear back from the garage, but we're looking at potentially 4 or 5 grand. Yeah, it makes me feel sick. Like, who the fuck has 4 or 5 grand to spend on a fucking repairing an engine these days? You know what I mean? But yeah, is what it is. No point in crying about it. Just not ideal. So we've got Emma's car. I took her to work this morning, dropped her off, and then obviously I've got a car for the day. I've just got to pick her up later, if I remember. But yeah. So one thing what I've been playing about with training is slightly more volume than what I was doing. So one thing what I've learned over the past couple of years when it comes to training and volume, like, is that obviously when you're in a deficit or whatever phase you're in, the volume what it took to build the muscle, you don't need anywhere near that in order to hold on to the muscle. Yeah. So just nice and simple. If, say for example, you're used to doing 10 sets of quads a week, yeah, or let's say 10 sets of quads a week, yeah, and that's what's built your quads to where they are now, yeah. Then say that you're going to a diet, you're in a deficit, and you're only doing 6 sets of quads a week. Your quads aren't going to go nowhere. 6 sets should be enough to hold on to that muscle, technically. However, what I do think is that if you need to bring up a body part, if you're wanting to grow, you do want to sort of like find your limit with adding in more volume. So when I say volume, I'm just like volume. It's not as straightforward as just more sets, yeah. But just so that you understand it easier, let's just call it more sets. So potentially, whilst your food's still high and you're still in a position to grow, I've started adding in like just a little bit more volume on body parts a week, and you'll know if you're adding in too much, because you won't recover. Like you'll feel fucked, your sleep will go to shit, your digestion will go to shit, or you start getting tendinitis, knee pain, that sort of thing. That's usually a sign that you're doing too much volume, that you're not recovering from what you're doing. So dial it back in. But until you get that sort of feedback, you can probably push a little bit more. So with food being where it is now, like I said, 4,200 calories on training days. I think it's about 3.5 on rest days. I've been toying with like, so previously what I'd be doing in prep would be 4 to 6 reps on my warm-up sets, like minimal volume, minimal warm-up sets, couple of sets for, like say, 4 to 6 reps, if that, and then all out on the working sets, yeah. But what I've been doing lately is on the warm-up sets, like, you could call it junk volume, but it's just another way of adding in a bit more, just adding in a bit more work. Yeah, volume might be not the right word to use, just adding in more work. And what I've found is there's certain times when if I do too many reps on the warm-up sets and too many sets, it does feel counterproductive. But then obviously I take note, and I know that next time I do it, just don't do quite as many sets or don't do quite as many reps in those warm-ups. But for the most part, what I've found is that there's a sweet spot. And if you do just like the right amount of reps in the warm-up sets, so say like leg press, for example, yeah, instead of doing 4 reps or 5 reps or 6 reps in the warm-up sets, you might want to do like 8 to 10. And then what I've noticed is when I do get to the working sets, they do feel a lot better, and I feel a lot more sort of like locked in. And maybe I'm a little bit more pre-fatigued, so that almost like I can't lift too heavy. But yeah, it's what we're doing is working anyway. What we're doing is working, because I definitely feel like these past like couple of months we've been growing even more. It's like the off season. It's like it feels like we're still in the off season, even though technically we're in prep, as food's obviously not as high as it was in the off season. Yeah, so today's workout, we're gonna start off with a little bit of biceps, just one exercise, probably the preacher, but we'll see. 2 sets of that. 10 to 15 I've been rating. I've been getting a lot on isolation movements. I've been getting a lot more out of higher reps. Like try not to go below 10, 15. Try not to go above 15. And then ideally, the first set, I'm failing closer to the high end of the rep range. So if I'm doing, for 2 sets of 10 to 15, the first set I want to aim to fail around 15, and then the second set I'll aim to use the same weight and probably fail a few reps less maybe. So yeah, we're going to do bicep curls, then we're going to do kneeling leg curl, 2 sets, aiming for like 12s on them. And in the warm-ups as well, we will be doing 12s on them as well. Again, hamstrings were a weak body part, and I found that since I've been doing more volume and more work on the working sets, junk volume, like I say, if you want to call it that, I feel like it's just helped me add more volume, more overall volume per week to my hamstrings, without adding in any extra fatigue, if that makes sense. So we're going to run with this for now. So we've been doing 12s on the warm-ups, and then same on working, and then so 2 sets kneeling leg curl. Then we're going to do 3 sets 10 to 15 seated leg curl. Again, so this is an exercise where in the past I've gone way too heavy in, and I just find that it becomes a bracing exercise. So what I've been playing about with lately is trying not to go too heavy on it to the point where I have to really focus on bracing myself and keeping myself in the fucking machine, because I just find that I don't get as much out of my hamstrings as if I like if I just hold onto the seat, or sort of like hold onto my legs, I'm forced to isolate more. Yeah, and then so kneeling leg curl, seated leg curl, then we're going to do 2 sets of leg extensions, again 10 to 15 rep range, probably aim for 12 to 15 reps on the warm-ups again on that. And then once we've done the 2 sets on that, we're going to do 2 sets of leg press. We're going to do 2 sets of a hack or a pendulum. We might try a pendulum today. We'll see. I'm training with my brother, and he's got a bit of a dodgy quad. So, and I think he says he's been struggling with hacks. So we might do pendulum instead. We'll see. Both quad isolation movements. And then third exercise, we're going to be doing the MTS, third pressing exercise, the MTS hammer strength squat machine. What I feel like I've missed over the last 2 years again as well is having a pressing exercise, like a squat movement, squat pattern where it uses my glutes. And I find that because I've got slip discs in my back, I can't deadlift like I used to do as well. And I don't want my glutes going away, so we need to work the glutes. Obviously, we do work them on the Saturday session with the, what the fuck's it called? It's called with the booty builder machine, Optimize. Sick machine. It's like a hyperextension with a cable attached to it that basically just like a weighted hyperextension machine. But glutes and hamstrings, it nails them. So yeah, the squat machine today. But then what will happen is if we do get to a point where it's causing too much fatigue later down the line in prep, instead of fully taking out, we might regress that exercise to something like a sumo dumbbell squat. I don't know if I need to explain a sumo dumbbell squat. So a nice wide sort of like frog feet, but keeping my hips forward, not pushing my hips back, and just making sure I'm really, really hitting my glutes. Yeah, and then after that, 3 or 4 sets of calves. So nice and simple workout. Yeah, man. And then what I bought some. I got some more L-carnitine the other day because I had some, is it modified? I had some modified one, it was hurting. I had some RP peptides one, it was hurting me. And then Cuba put me on this other one. I can't remember what it was called. It's slightly a bit more money, but the pip's not as bad. But it's still fucking there, man. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Bodybuilding, man. It's like injecting shit fucking nobody. Well, some people fucking love doing it, but it is what it is. Yeah, if there wasn't any health benefits of doing the L-carnitine, then I definitely won't be fucking doing it. But the way I see it is, I almost see it as like punishment for taking gear. Yeah, so a mil of L-carnitine as well, pre-workout. I'm meant to be doing a mil in the morning and pre-workout, but at the moment just one or the other because I just fucking hate the injecting, man. It's not the one. It's not the one at all. But yeah. Anyway, enough chit chat. I'm gonna enjoy this and my coffee. Oops, put some chicken in there then. And then I'm gonna set off to the gym. Like I said, unfortunately there's no car talk today because I don't have my stand for my phone because it's in my car. I know I got a bit fucking off topic before explaining that to you, but yeah, man. Right. See you at TMU leg day. Right, we're doing a few warm-up sets. 12, 12, 12. First working set. 10 to 15, maybe more. We'll see how we get on. Same again. Let's go. Same again. Come on. Right, want at least 12 of these. Oh yeah. Fuck. Let's go. Come on. Nice, as you can. Come on, let's go. Come on, work. Another set. Want to get at least 10 on this. One wise on this, we did 15, 12, 12, 12, and then obviously I think we just got 13 on that, but that was failure. And then we're going to do the same weight again. Like I said, we want to get at least 10. Come on. Oh, yeah. Fuck, man. So with these today, what I'm trying to do is find that sweet spot where I'm not going too far past 90. So what I find is, obviously there's a difference between active range of motion and passive range of motion. In
sometimes just because you can go all the way doesn't necessarily mean that you should go all the way. And what I find is if I literally go balls deep on leg press, it like takes the tension away from my quads and just fucking blows up my adductors, which not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm finding that it's like I'm going that deep that it's smoking my adductors, so we're pretty much just using a leg press to overload the fuck out of the quads. And like I said, just find that sweet spot with the depth and straight back up. Or half reps, that's what I'm going to call it. Warm up set. Right, straps are out. That's when you know I mean business. Right, I want at least 10 of these. Again, we're just going to overload and send it if we can. Right, big legs. Let's go. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Come on then, let's go. Let's go. Let's go, come on. Come on then. Let's go. That'll do. Come on. Right, we'll pull the couple of plates off each side. Got 13 then. Obviously they want the deepest, but we'll go a little bit deeper on here. A back offset if you want to call it that.
He's on about town, I'm jumping up. We've got more ammunition and bit of backlog on a Saturday night. I'm in the twilight on a Friday night. It's in the rehab and it's bouncing, bouncing. Everybody bouncing, the boys are shaking and the girls are dancing. Then it's
come on, let's go.
They're chatting, then they want till the net is expanding. According to the beat, it's like easy. On a bed with the best DJ. Been selling on the turntable till the net is on the back. Then one day gonna miss easy bets, easy bets. With the bass lines and the beat is set. All the lovely ladies get jumping, the bass line here and the speakers foaming.
Just stay at the back, like yeah. Oh. Let's go. Light fucking work. Yeah, man. Right. Same again, last set of these. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Right, a little bit of squat press to tickle the glutes. We've done 10 on 1, 10 on 3. I'm going to do 2 sets of 10 on 4. I feel like with these now, don't need to go failure, man. Just need to fucking get blood in. Stimulate. Stimulate, not annihilate. Try and keep your head back. Yeah, come on. Come on. Let's go. Easy. Yeah, man, that'll do. Oh, yeah. Fuck, man. Hold on a minute. Who the fuck in the right mind, yeah, would buy a brand new manual car? My missus, that's who. Right. Fucking bad boy leg session, man. Bad boy leg session. As good as it gets. What I found as well is by doing I think it were, I listened to a podcast yesterday with Broderick Chavez. Some of you might, I don't know if you know him, some of you might know him, some of you might not have a clue who he is. But he's sort of a bit of like an expert in like steroids, powerlifting, bodybuilding sort of thing. Proper clued up guy. And he was talking about one of the biggest things he sees with bodybuilders these days, and like the biggest sort of, how can I put it? Biggest like, not negative. I can't even think straight, man. But the biggest sort of like wrong thing he sees these days, and it's this, it's bodybuilders wanting to get rid of junk volume. Yeah, and I know I've been guilty of this. I think more so like when you're at the back end of prep, you want to stay away from junk volume because you don't want anything in there that's sort of like not necessary. But what he was saying was anyway that like sometimes junk volume isn't necessarily junk. It's just volume, and stay with me because you might get this, you might not. But just sometimes like by reducing your junk volume by reducing the junk volume that much, yeah, you can end up doing so little volume that it's not actually enough for your muscles to grow. And sometimes that junk volume or extra volume in the warm-up sets, in doing the extra reps of the warm-up sets, can contribute to the work in a good way. For example, say that we want to grow as calves, yeah, and I'm just doing like 2 or 3 working sets of like 10 to 15 reps. Calves, doing an extra fucking couple of sets of calves ain't gonna tax my fucking nervous system or anything like that, yeah. So if I do on the warm-up sets, if I'm doing like 15 or 12 and then bit heavier 12, that volume is only gonna, the volume is only gonna contribute towards growing my calves. It's not gonna cause any extra stress, and if anything, it's only gonna get me more used to the movement and better at the movement, so I get more out of the movement. And again, like when I first started training, and when I initially trained chest, well, I say first started training, probably like for the first 10 years or 5 years of like training chest, my bread and butter, my main movement was always like a flat or a slight incline dumbbell press. And what I always used to do is so say that I'd work up to like fucking 70 kilogram dumbbells, yeah, or 80 kilogram dumbbells. I'd start on like 20s and I'd do like 8 reps, and I'd do 30s, I'd do like 6 or 8 reps, I'd do 40s, 6 or 8 reps, I'd do 50s, like 6 reps, I'd do 60s, 6 reps, 70s, 6 reps, and then I'd go into the fucking working set. So is that junk volume, or is that just extra work that's going to contribute towards the growth? I think obviously you have a lot more that you can play with when you're trying to grow and when you're in obviously a surplus. And then obviously when your calories and your recovery is sparse, I can't even fucking think properly. When you've not got as much recovery tools, and you need to allocate recovery a bit more sensibly towards the back end of prep, maybe you don't need as much volume, so you've got the choice of, you can either take away from your working sets or you can take away from your warm-up sets. And taking away from your warm-up sets ensures that you're still getting the working from your working sets. I'm just talking fucking gibberish now. Anyway, I'm sure some of you understand what I'm getting at. But yeah, some of you, it don't fucking matter. I was just talking to my brother in there because he was telling me that they're watching hers talk about stuff, and he's like, so my brother I think he weighs 186, 188 pounds, yeah. And there's one thing that you always hear about when you hear the like big bodybuilders talking about things, and they're like, if you weigh 200 pounds or less, this doesn't apply to you. or if you weigh 250 pounds or less, this doesn't apply to you. So if you're 200 pounds or less, chances are you don't really even need to fucking worry about it. You just need to fucking do the work, and more sometimes can be better, as long as you're not getting no negative feedback like joint pain, you're not recovering properly and whatever. But yeah, if you program smart, you will fucking grow, and you'll grow quite easily. And again, this like one thing what a lot of people miss out on, yeah, and it sounds so fucking obvious and so simple, yeah, and I know I fucking always talk about it, but like, nail your fucking sleep, yeah, 7 to 8 hours. If you're getting less than 6 hours consistently, you will not fucking grow, you will not look your best, you'll probably lose muscle, yeah. Yeah, 7 to 8 hours plus, yeah. Minimum 4 litres of water, yeah, 20 per 20 kilos of body weight, at least 1 litre of water, yeah. So obviously for fucking most men, 4, 5, 6 litres plus. Make sure your digestion's on point. Make sure you're fucking not going to bed at random times and that, like, again, another fucking demographic of people that we see that don't really make progress, unfortunately. But they do. I've had many clients that fucking do, is people that work shifts. It just makes it a lot fucking harder. So if you don't work shifts and your sleeping patterns all over the place like a little fucking kid, like you're a student, or like you're 18 and you're fucking playing Call of Duty till 3 o'clock in the morning, or FIFA till fucking 3 o'clock in the morning, yeah, you're gonna struggle, right? Unless you can make it so that every day that's what time you go to bed, and every day you wake up at a certain time, you don't miss no fucking meals. Yeah, but anyway, if you're not getting your fucking sleep in, you're missing meals, and when I say missing meals, I mean like if you're missing at least one meal a week, yeah, then you're doing the wrong thing, right? Because you ask a good bodybuilder or somebody who's made a shitload of progress how many meals they missed in the last week, and they've probably not missed a meal in the last year, right? It might sound obsessive, yeah, but it's the fucking reality of it. Same with sleep. Like, again, you find a guy that's made a lot of fucking progress. The chances are over the last few months, they can probably name on one hand how many times they've slept 6 hours or less. You know what I mean? Very fucking rare occasion, yeah. Then obviously making sure your food agrees with you. But literally, the basic stuff, right, is what will determine how much fucking progress you make, yeah. And it's like any clients that I've had over the years, the ones that make the most progress are just good at doing the fucking same shit on repeat, yeah. It's not about, there's no fucking magic formula, right? Like, I can write you the fucking best diet ever, the best training program ever, right? The best fucking gear protocol ever, but it doesn't fucking matter if you're not nailing all them things. So nail your foundations first, because the foundations are fucking easy, man. But yeah, right, post-workout meal, we've got 130 gram of cream of rice again, we've got 50 grams of whey, and we've got some strawberries, blueberries and raspberries. They were frozen, but obviously now they're melted. Yeah, and we've got some cinnamon and a shitload of salt. I think we've got about 250 grams of berries. Just mix them up. What cream of rice have we got? We've got cinnamon cereal, cream of rice, and we've got the carrot cake whey mixed in. Fucking bad boy flavour. Nice and simple how I make this, yeah. 130 gram of cream of rice, 50 gram of whey, put it all in together, and then boiling hot kettle water, I think I did 500. Use the whisk, mix the fuck out of it with salt as well and cinnamon, and fucking let it sit for like 5 minutes. Well, obviously it's probably sat for fucking 2 or 3 hours, but there we fucking go. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna enjoy this. We've got 12 miles left in the car, because you know what women are like. So I'm gonna get some petrol, and then I'll show you what the fucking next meals are. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the leg day.
Guys, right, we're back, showered, we've just done 10 minutes of steps, cardio, whatever you want to call it. Watched a little bit of the England match, and then now we're eating this masterpiece. So this is what I like to call my bodybuilding meal. So meal 4 and 5, pretty much, well, exactly the same, yeah. We've got the rice what's left in the rice cooker. We've got green beans that I did in the microwave, and we've got chicken breast from Prep King, and then we've got some salt. So nice and simple. The chicken from Prep King's bad boy. I don't know if any of you, obviously a lot of you, I imagine you're going to cook your own chicken, or you buy it pre-cooked, whatever, or you buy meal preps. But Prep King actually, not only do they do meal preps, they do kilo packs of grilled chicken. I'm not sure on the price, but there are a few different flavours, and I know they come in kilo bags. And I know that if you use code TOM10 on the website, you save some money. I think what it does as well is on the kilo bags of chicken, with the code, I think you get free delivery. I believe. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, Prep King UK. Check them out. Like bad boy. They can. For me, yeah, it's all about convenience and consistency. It just needs to be the same every time. It needs to be easy. So yeah, obviously as well. Even though I'm at home, as you can see, I eat this meal cold. Yeah, I don't need to fucking warm all my meals up. Yeah, so I know there's some of you out there, and I coach a lot of people that are like, oh, what should I do about my meal because I won't be able to warm it up at work. Like, it's a question that I don't know the answer to, believe it or not. So yeah, nice and simple meal. One of the things what I found in prep, yeah, about keeping meals simple as fuck like this is that there's less chance of getting cravings. I've done it before where I've made fancy ass meals, like spent a fucking lot of time on it, and I know people that do, and what it leads to a lot of food noise, if that's what you want to call it. And I find that even though that the meals are nicer, for some reason it leads to lower adherence. So I find that a lot of people who like to make every meal fancy as fuck, they struggle to stick to the diet for more than a couple of weeks. Whereas if you just do it nice and fucking basic and easier, and believe it or not, you actually get when you're lean, yeah, and if you're actually hungry, you enjoy this meal. And for me, like I said, I just need it to be convenient and consistent, and like just, yeah, a means to an end, especially if I fucking want to do it every day, innit? But yeah, nice and simple meal. And again, it's not like I don't enjoy none of my meals. I even enjoy this one. But yeah, like all my other meals, cream of rice, fucking whey, my eggs, beef, onions, rice, whatever, berries. It's all fucking fucking tasty shit anyway, innit? But yeah, we can't complain. And cream of rice, it's like fucking cake mixture. It's like cream of rice has been about, I think, the last like 5 years. I don't think it's been about 10 years. Maybe it has 10 years. But like, I remember dieting back in the day, and you used to just have like plain oats. I think they might have had flavour drops back then. And nobody dieted with protein in it. With like now, it's just fucking so easy to diet, man. It's so easy to diet. But yeah, we're gonna get this meal down. I'm not going to show you the next one because that's pretty much the fucking same. Well, like I said, it is exactly the same. But we'll be back for the last meal. Right, guys, last meal of the day, about to go in. So we've got 100 grams of cream of rice. We've got 50 grams of whey. I think we've got carrot cake whey, bad boy. We've got 10 gram dark chocolate, 10 gram almond butter, then 150 pineapple, 150 blueberries. Yeah, and this meal goes down a treat. So this meal probably, in fact, this is the lowest that will go with this meal. So this meal will stay throughout the entire prep. I doubt we'll put it less than 100 grams of cream of rice. So this meal stays pretty much all year round. It does obviously go up a little bit in like peak off season, but generally where it's at now, this is as low as it is. So yeah, I'll put the total daily macros in the top corner somewhere. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Full day of eating, leg day.